Hello, everyone. Trying to get situated here. Coach Tammy here. How is everyone? Did you have a good week so far? I hope you did. We're excited. This is Healing Conversations with Coach Tammy. I'm excited about the topic that we're going to talk about tonight because it really goes in depth to what is happening now. And so go grab a friend, like, share, and tag this video. There's somebody that needs to hear this video. I'm excited. I have some special guests tonight that are going to be on, so I'm excited about that. And they're going to talk a little bit about social media. We're going to talk about how social media affects our mental health. And so let's go. Hey, I'm Coach Tammy, and I am the CEO and founder of Be Healed Coaching. We are in the business of seeing people healed, set free, and delivered from things that are holding them back. So this month I wanted to do something special for about 30 minutes. I wanted to just talk a little bit and have some healing conversations. Your mental health is very important. I was on a panel today that that talked about mental health, and one of the things that I said that I'm very passionate about is just having a conversation. You know, if you don't have a conversation, how are you going to begin to talk about it? So let me tell you how this topic came about. This topic came about because I was watching the news. I'm a news junkie, and I was watching the news, and there was a young lady on the news by the name of Frances Haugen. And she used to work at Facebook. And she was talking about the effects Facebook has on teenagers. And I was very intrigued by what she said. I listened to she was on Capitol Hill, and I listened to the things that she was talking about, and I paid attention closely because to me, she was speaking some truth. There was truth to what she was saying. And so, of course, she was called a whistleblower, a disgruntled employee, so it kind of to discredit what it is that she was saying. And I'll quote what she said that really intrigued me. She said, and I quote, a company with control over our deepest thoughts, feelings, and behavior needs real oversight. She was getting the government to try to intervene, to step in, to kind of eliminate some of the content, some of the ads that were being presented on Facebook. And I thought, wow, that's a brave girl, because Facebook is a big company. Do you know, I found out that in my session today, we did a Facebook chat room. I had no idea that Facebook has, just like Zoom, it goes live, whatever. And the young lady who was hosting the event said to me, she said, Facebook would either copy what another company is doing, or if they can't copy or mimic it, they would buy the company. I said, wow. So Facebook is a powerful nation. And so for this young lady to, thank God I'm not using Facebook Live. They probably cut me off. This young lady, she was brave. And I don't think I didn't feel any maliciousness behind what she was trying to do. Excuse me, I had a long day today. I've been up since 3 this morning. Um, I don't feel that there was any maliciousness behind what she was doing. I just believe that she just wanted somebody that carries a great weight to come in and step in because our young people were being affected by um, the things that they show on Facebook. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Social media and your mental health. I didn't get any questions, and that's okay. If you want to put some questions in the comments, it's okay. That would be wonderful. I'm going to bring to the stage Angel Noville. She is a second year graduate from Central, second year Master of Social Work she's a second year student at North Carolina Central. So let's bring her to the stage. Angel, there she is.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening, Angel. And so I just gave a little introduction of some of what we're going to talk about tonight. And the question is, and since you're much younger than I am and you kind of grew up in the social media era, right? Because just 19 years ago, we was just getting Google. so,
Right.
talk a little bit about how do you think social media affects our mental health?
Okay, good question. So social media is most definitely, well, I won't even give it that much power. If you let it can hinder you in negative ways. Because it makes the world a lot smaller than what it is. Now you can get to whoever, everyone can see it. Social media knocked out a lot of now unnecessary requirements of even the music industry. Like I don't need a record label. I can get a YouTube and pop that off. Like I don't gotta do this. But if you sit even I do it sometimes. I get off work and I just get lost in scrolling. On any app, I just take the scrolling, and sooner or later, I might not feel as good about certain things, or I might have planned to do something later, and I end up not doing it because I've just taken in what I've seen, and now I'm just processing it like, well, maybe if I would do that, or all these good ideas, because the internet is free, and it just can make you feel negative about yourself. Especially when it comes to children, because they process things a lot differently than adults can. Like they don't have the button that says stop. That's not you, because they don't even know who they are yet. So, and also a really good documentary name that can sum all this up. It's called The Social Dilemma. It came out in 2020, and you can find it on Netflix.
Social Dilemma. Let's put that in the chat. She said that Social Dilemma on Netflix. Let's take a look at that. Now, you said something that really intrigued me, and that was young people. It affects them more than adults. So we think now. So we think, and I'm gonna explain why. It affects more than adults because, social media affects more young people than adults. For you parents that have teenage kids that just let your kids do this. Make sure you see me. There we go. And they're just, honey, what do you want to eat? It doesn't matter. Where do you want to go for lunch? I don't care. What do you want? Do you want to get some new sneakers? It's up to you. Like, they can't even answer a question because their phone is in front of their face. This is what I said on my coaching page. I said, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, texting, social media, and new technologies make it easier than ever to, of course, to connect with friends and family. On the flip side, social media can have a huge effect on our mental health. I have some points. One, it increases feelings of inadequacy. Okay? So here I am. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm looking at the Kardashians. I'm looking at the Cardi B's. I'm looking at the voluptuous, the Megan Stallions. You know, I'm looking at, and then I go in the mirror and I look at my body. And I'm like, well, not me personally, because I love my body, but I'm looking at my body and I'm saying, I got to get a bigger butt. I got to get a bigger breast.
BBL culture is a thing now, and it's just like, first of all, that whole history is quite a chunk of change. Don't, like, it's not even in the question to try and go get it deeper, because we've all seen the Box show. Like, it's on TV now. It's insane. Like, complete 18-year-olds are going to get complete body changes, and it's like, you're not even done baking yet.
Yes.
You got to give it time.
You're not done baking. I love that. You're not even done baking. Your body is trying to figure out what it wants to do, but because of social media, and what it now, social media has helped me tremendously in my business, in my ministry. I mean, I am not knocking social media, but we want to get you to a place where you use social media for what it is. Now, there's one thing that I mentioned. So the inadequacy, right? Some may show signs of social anemia, and I'm going to tell you what that is. Increases chances of becoming addicted. Like a drug. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that. It increases the chances of becoming it makes communicating in person difficult. Like I said, the teenager is scrolling, you ask a question, okay, that's fine. All right. I'm cool. It's cool. Facts. that sounds like a normal conversation with a teenager, right? It results in anxiety, and watch this big one, causes depression. I have another young lady coming on. She's gonna actually, social media has affected her mental health. I'm just waiting for her to chime in, and she'll be able to share a little bit about that. But it has also, I mentioned social anhedonia, okay? And it is a disinterest in social contact and a lack of pleasure in social situations. You find yourself being extremely being social, having social withdrawal, lack of relationships, reduced emotional response. While most people are smiling and hugging and celebrating, you're just kind of tucked away in a little corner. This also, and I'm just looking at a couple of indicators of social anhedonia. Depression, both physical and mental. Okay? And so you want to be careful if you find yourself on social media from sunup to sundown. And you may get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, and guess what? Grab your phone and start scrolling until you fall back to sleep. And so I think one of the things is that I read an article. There was a nurse, her teenage daughter became addicted. That's one of the things that I wanted to share. It's like a drug. Like you wake up in the morning, you grab your phone, it releases these dopamines. Hello, right? You're getting your fix. You're getting your excitement. Oh, Ooh, oh wow, they did that last night. Oh wow, goodness.
Hmm.
And now your body is responding, your mind is responding to what you're seeing, what you're feeling. And so we want to be careful to not allow ourselves to be consumed. Um, I know you and I were talking earlier, a couple of days ago, and you were talking about the phones, the iPhones. Let's talk a little bit about that
Yeah.
and how you can help yourself. Go ahead.
So there is on the health app. It now with the update, it has all different compartments. It lets you can schedule your sleep, and it lets you know how good you slept. It tracks your screen usage, so all of your social medias, all of what you're looking at on your phone. It will keep a percentage of what you're looking at, so
So
you can
it's
keep track of how long you've been looking at it for the week and for the year.
wow. So here I put it up on the screen. It's called the Health app. Oh, great.
On
She's
the
she's just
iPhone.
she's just logging in. So this is wonderful. We're gonna let her in. Okay. There she is. Thank you so much for tuning in, Samar J. Sparkles. As you know, we're talking a little bit about social media and how it affects your mental health. I believe that I sent you a couple of questions. Introduce yourself, and just tell us a little bit about. And we'll get back to the health app. Let me take this off. This is good. I'm telling you, we're on to something here. Someone is listening to us tonight, and they're what we call in the church world being convicted. Because I know I would be convicted right now. And because I said, wait a minute, I do wake up in the morning. I do say thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. But then I grab my phone, you know,
Right.
and I have, watch this, I have an addictive personality, right? So it's easy, it's very easy for me to get addicted to something, right? And so if like we talked about the dopamines, right? And so if I find something I like guilty pleasure, I love these.
Oh,
This is my crack.
that's so good.
You know, my addictive personality. This releases something into me, and I love it, right? And so, but it can be like that for social media. So go ahead, Marjay, share a little bit with us in regards to what social media has done to your mental health.
Okay. For me, you Miss Samar, Coach Tammy. For a while, I died, and I feel like it changed after um um so originally I moved to about 8 years. So most of
Wait, let me stop you for 1 second. Do you have a headphones in?
no.
Push it. You might have to push it closer. Okay, good.
Can you hear me? Oh, it's probably the. Is it echo?
No, it's not an echo, but it's kind of breaking you up, and we want to make sure that we hear everything. Oh, she's gonna come back. She's gonna come back. So like she's gonna come back. So let her do all that. So oh, there she is. Okay. You know technology. Be patient with us. Okay.
Wow.
This is
Okay. And I'm gonna mute myself too.
okay. So like I was saying, I was from Boston, so I moved to North Carolina, and most of my friends are in Boston. So I still had them on social media, and we're all in the same age group, and I had my first kid at around like 2021. So my life kind of had to change. It changed drastically for me, and I remember around that age, I seen like most of my friends are going to college, some are getting engaged and things like that. And here I am, I was just, pregnant at 2021. And I just felt like, um, I guess I feel like I missed out on that, or um, I don't know. I would just like be on social media and just see like, you know, I would feel like they were up here and I was down here because I was having a kid. But at the time, not now though. But for me, just seeing it would just make me depressed because I would feel like, well, did I make a mistake or anything like that? But sorry, this is my first time talking on live, so I don't really have my words, but it just did a number on my mental health. I can say is I just felt I was always comparing myself to others, so in my head, in my mind, my thoughts would be negative, and I would try to fight it by, reminding myself like, um, we're all different individuals. We're all not going to be on the same path. Some may um, get married at 25, some may get married at 50, but at the end of the day, as long as you meet your goals and your dreams, it doesn't matter the age, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter like as far as, I guess, like their progress is not your progress is what I'm trying to say. So you can't compare the two. But
I'm so glad that you said that. I was waiting for that. Whether it be you or Angel to say that. It causes you to compare yourself. You said, here I am, a young mom, and my friends at my age, and some of you all didn't hear, but this is my daughter, and she's diagnosed with clinical depression. And so um, and she mentioned that. I wouldn't have mentioned that if she didn't, but she did mention that. And I've seen this. I've seen her struggles. Her highs and her lows. And I'll say one day, I'll say, "Hey, I sent you something on Messenger. Did you get it?" And she would say, "Oh, I deleted Messenger. I deleted my Facebook." And I'll be like, "Oh, I posted something. Did you see them?" She's like, "I deleted." And then one day she finally said, she's like, "Mommy, I can't be on social media like that. It affects me." And so she began to share with me, and then it opened my horizon, my mindset to say, wow, social media has, and there were times when I too would be like, I'd look at my friends who are pastors. As you all know, I'm a pastor as well as a coach. And I'd look at my friends and I'd say, wow, they got the church, they got this, they got that. What about me? I need to be doing more. You'll see somebody post, they got to do this, they got to, and that's that, comparing, that's that inadequacy. Remember we talked about social media causing inadequacy. A friend of mine, I saw her post, and I didn't talk to her yet. And she talked, I need to be doing more. And I wanted, because I was having this live, I wanted to say, what is making you say you need to be doing more? Because what you're doing right now to me is a lot. But
right.
did it come from that part of scrolling? Just scrolling, right. And seeing stuff, and they're like, dang, well, Angel's doing that, and Samaji's doing that, and well, Pastor Tammy's doing that. Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything.
I got a point, Miss Tammy. I feel like social media robs you of, if you are a Christian or believe in a higher being, I feel like it has the potential to rob you of your gratitude or your gratefulness towards that. Because you start saying, why me, why not me? And it's like, listen up, you walk on my path with me. So everyone's different. So, and always remain grateful.
Wow, that's going to be a post for me, folks. Angel said, social media robs you of your gratitude or your gratefulness or your thankfulness, right? Because in all of that scrolling, right, your gratitude does this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It depletes. And now you didn't turn yourself into a worthless so and so.
Yep. It then turned into woe is me instead of thank you, Jesus.
Come on here. Don't get it.
Yep.
We trying to have a coaching session tonight. Not we're not trying to have no church.
Right, okay.
But when it's in you, it's in you. And so
Mhm.
great point, Angel. Great point. We have right now in this season of our life so much to be thankful for, especially being in a pandemic. My family, all six of us, we contracted COVID. We down to the little 1 year old, to the 2 year old, to the 5 year old, to my daughter, to me, to my husband, right? All of us had COVID at the same time. And it could have been there could have been 6 funerals that my family could have been planning. You understand what I'm saying? And so I know for me, I changed my mindset to be so grateful, regardless of where I think I should be, how I when I look at my stomach and I want it to be flat as a board. And I would love to run and go get me a BBL. What is it? BBL? What is it, Angel? BBL?
BBL,
Honey. I will save my coins to get me a BBL. You hear me? However, I'm loving the skin that I'm in. Right? I'm loving the skin. And I'm not saying that people who do get BBLs and breast augmentations and butt lifts and tummy tucks and all that, I'm not knocking you. If that's what you want and if that's what makes you feel good about you, you do whatever you have to do. We're not doing that at all. But what we're doing, we're trying to correlate social media with the effects that it has on us as a person. Samaje, share that story about the young lady that took and then we got about 5 more minutes. If we need to do this again, y'all comment in the chats, or if you watch the replay, say, hey, Pastor Tammy, we need a part 2. But Samaje, tell us about the story of the young lady taking all of the pictures.
It was actually real, but she had a picture and took her for photos to post social honest about that. Stop believing social media. A lot of it. What's the word? It's like it's like a facade. So I can post a picture like I'm smiling and I'm happy, but then when I turn my phone off and I get off social media, I'm in the bathroom crying. Like, we just don't know what goes on behind a picture. And that's what she was pretty much explaining. Like, you don't all these materialistic things, these fancy cars, they may have a fancy car, but what's their payments looking like? Like, you just don't know what's going on behind a photo, a video, a reel, the Instagram numbers. You just don't know what's going on behind any of that.
And that goes for couple goals too, because you ain't in a relationship.
That part.
People do that way too much. Like, you don't know what's going on
at all.
Mm-mm.
Mommy, I think you're mute.
What you say, Miss Tammy? You muted.
I said that's so true. You see people have these pictures, and you was over their house on Saturday, and I was saying a great example of that. Great example. I don't know their names, but you may know them. They were the husband and wife couple that did the cooking show.
Oh no!
I forgot their name. They hated each other.
Were they on Food Network?
Yeah, they were an
African-American couple.
African-American couple.
I remember them.
Hated each other.
Oh my gosh.
Hated. They lived in separate houses. They hated each other. But when they turned on that camera, You
They've been
thought,
great actors.
honey, you thought they had the most they had the most Michelle and Obama marriage. You just thought like, I would enjoy to have a husband that cook in the kitchen with me. My husband more of is like a, you cook, I clean. Right? So but imagine the both of us be, so I'm like, wow, she hit the jackpot. Not knowing that they hated each other and only did that so that, of course, to get the prestige and the name and the money and whatever. So it's true what Samaje said. You know, this young lady took 64 pictures to finally post one picture. Crazy. And for who and for what? And so, yeah. And so, I love what Angel said. We got about 2 more minutes. Social media robs you. It also robs you of things like growing old gracefully. You know,
Yeah.
I don't even think I see any grandmas on Facebook anymore, because they done got a facelift. They done got a breast augmentation. They divas now. There's no grandmas with the little square-toed shoes and the little kitten heel. You know,
No wonder. Yeah.
and so it just. I'm going to use that terminology that Angel said. It robs us of so much. Granted, the good side of it is you get to see your family, you get to meet friends, you get to do this and do that and do that. But when it comes to taking you away from who you are, that's when you need to put a halt to it. And so in our wrapping up, thank you ladies so much. You were awesome. Just stay on. In our wrapping up, I want to do a 7-day social media challenge. 7 days. And I will put it on my Be Heal coaching page so that you'll have the instructions. 7 days. Do not look at social media till after 12 noon. Well, what in the world am I going to do then, Coach Tammy? You're going to go in your library, find a book. You're going to go for a walk during your lunch break at work. You're going to, before 12 noon, most of us are at work. You're going to sit with yourself for about 30 minutes and you're going to journal. You know, I have my journal here. I bought this because this challenge was coming, and my journal says, the time is now, because I want to show you a picture. And before I continue to give you the instructions, I want to okay, look at this picture. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're on the beach, should you be doing that? I'll save it up. I'll leave it up for a couple of more seconds so people can see that. Who would do that? Someone who is extremely, I have to say, you have to be addicted. And I don't know them. I haven't assessed them clinically. But you have to be addicted to social media to be on the beach, wrapped up with your boyfriend, your husband, or whoever it is, your partner, whoever it is, on social media. But this is what we have come to, people. This right here. And that's what is promoting me to have this 7. That's right, beloved. She said, so wrong. That is wrong. But it's wrong on both parts. I could have seen if it was one person and the other person, but they both were doing it. Or you go to a restaurant and the whole family's at the table and everybody got their phone. When we go out to eat, we put our phones down. Only time we pick up our phones is if we're taking a what? A picture. A picture of our food, a picture of us, or whatever. But that's a rule. Like, put your phone down. Because we're here, we're talking, we need to be in the moment with each other, right? And so that's why I'm posing this 7-day challenge. If you want to go longer than 7 days and you enjoy what your newfound interests, do it. But for 7 days, No social media before 12 noon. And no social media after 6 p.m. Woo-wee. No, so look at them. Look at them faces. Look at them faces, audience. No social media after 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., you should be home. You know, they have this thing now where you can order certain kinds of dinners that can come to your house. My niece does it. That's how she be like cooking all these extravagant meals. Because I'm like, wait, well, how you know how to cook that? You came from my house. My house was very southern. But I found out her secret. Because when I visited her, these boxes kept getting delivered. So, and they're not expensive. Do that. Order, you know, around 3 or so that morning so they can be at your house by the time you get home, and cook a meal. Take a bubble bath. If you have a pet like me, walk your dog, watch a show, do something else besides social media for 7 days. What I'm going to do, I'm going to uninstall it off of my phone. No Facebook, no Instagram. I don't have Pinterest and all that stuff. I'm going to tell you my plan. And uninstall it off of my phone. It'll only be on my laptop. And after 6 o'clock, it's on my. Don't tell I hope my job's not watching, but it's on my phone at my job. So I leave the work at 5:30, 5 o'clock. So when I get home, there's no social media. I'm going to spend time with my husband. I just got a new book that I want to start reading. I love to go walk. I'll get on the treadmill. And I'm in the bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, right? This will also allow you to begin to find you again.
Yes.
Because you get lost in the sauce of social media. Now you wanted the peppers, you wanted the sausages, you just in the you in the sauce. Don't even know which one you is. You just know you supposed to be there. No. Come back. Come back. Come back. Just come back a little bit to ground yourself and to give yourself a foundation. And your foundation is not social media. Because we didn't have all of this 20 years ago. So this is something new, you know? And so that's the deal. How y'all feel about that? How you feel about that social media challenge?
We can do it. I feel like we can do it.
We can do it. I heard, I don't want to end on a sad note, but a young 16-year-old in Texas, he had did something that warranted his mom to take his phone away. That young man, she keeps a knife on the side of her, a gun on the side of her bed for protection. She's a single mom. It's her and her son. She's in Texas, whatever. He went in her room when she went to sleep. He took her gun, went back in his room, loaded it, went back in his mother's room and shot her in the head because she took her phone. She took his phone. Do you think he shot her because he was not addicted to social media, not addicted to texting? He shot her because he could not fathom being, and she, you know, if she's like me, because I've done that, you're not getting your phone for a week. You're not getting your phone for 3 days. He could not fathom being without his phone for whatever period of time that she said it caused something in his brain to snap. And I'm pretty sure they will evaluate him. And we can't have this. We cannot have children killing their parents because the parent is being a parent. You did something wrong, give me that phone, especially if I'm paying for it. And you can have it back in a couple of days or whatever. Well, how am I going to get in touch with you? Use a school phone like I did when I was young. We got to do something. or we're getting ready to raise a generation of kids who will go around killing their parents because they took their phone away. We can't have that. So, social media challenge. Now, if you real brave people, my audience, if you real brave, you would put it on your page. You would put it on Instagram. I'm going to make a small flyer to put, the stipulations inside of the flyer, and that way you would just share it and see who else joins in. And maybe we'll have a part 2. I have a guest. I think it's next week. So maybe we'll have a part 2 the last Thursday of this month. I do have a guest next week. Tish Bell will be on next week. And so let's revisit this if we want, or we could just do something private on my Be Healed Coaching. I could do like the Facebook chat room, and we can go on there and just talk about our experience of not being on social media. Grab your word. There's so many things that you could do. There's so many things that you can do without holding on to that phone and not being able to call somebody. Hey girl, I can't be on social media. Let me call 4 of my cousins. Just back to back. Girl, I haven't heard from you in a long time. But I seen you. I see what you doing on social media, girl. I see it all. Well, why didn't you call me and congratulate me? Right? So this, I'm gonna come up. Just give me till tomorrow, because this thing starts tomorrow at 12 noon. So tomorrow when you wake up, no social media till 12 noon, and no social media after 6 p.m. But I'm not gonna. I'm one of those parents. I'm not gonna take something away and not give you something else. So I'll have a list of about 10 things that you can do outside of social media. All right. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Samaj.
Thank
You ladies did an amazing job. And I think this is just a beginning conversation. I think we need to have more of these conversations to normalize being okay with you, and not being mixed in the spaghetti sauce of social media. And I will definitely keep that in mind, Angel. Thank you so much for saying that. Social media robs us. It's a thief. It takes things from us that does not belong to it, and we have to get it back. And the only way that we can get that back is by lessening, like you said on those phones, lessening the time that we use it. All right, ladies, good night. Tune in next week. We have a great coach that's coming on. I can't remember her topic right now, but definitely we'll have it on Be Healed Coaching on our page. Good night, ladies. Thank you for tuning in.
Good night.